where no matter where we choose to post them on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, our own personal blogs or whatever. But of course, I do also believe that we have to, of course, be prepared to accept whatever consequences come from the things that we post. Whether it's, a bunch of negative comments, or a bunch of replies. Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess for me, I personally see nothing wrong with Kim Kardashian choosing to post naked pictures of herself. That's essentially what they are. They're being called naked selfies, but then to add to that, they're not really nude. I mean, because the parts of her that you would expect to see are covered. So, granted, I'm not saying that doesn't still make them nude pictures, or because I don't know. For me personally, I've seen much more graphic nude pics throughout the internet, even during moments when I'm not even looking for graphic nude pics of anything or anyone. So I've seen far more graphic stuff, and I mean, obviously, it's just because Kim Kardashian is a public figure of sorts, and it's the way I see it is, I mean, come on, she knows what she's doing. It's just keeping her name out there. There's nothing new. She's not the first celebrity or public figure of any kind to post naked pictures of herself. So yeah, I don't know. For me, it's. Do I feel that she could use her public figure status in much more constructive ways? Sure, definitely. I definitely do. But at the same time, she has a right to to exercise her own free will to choose however she wants to, use her public status. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there's, because I don't want to be like just another person saying, oh, she's a whore, she's a slut, she's blah, blah. And so going back to, of course, it kind of reminds me a lot of course, in the previous episode when I talked about the unfortunate passing of the model Katie May. Which, by the way, if you've listened to that episode, it's just the previous episode to this one. Thanks for listening to that. I think so far that's one of my most streamed podcast episodes so far. So yeah, I mean, thanks for listening to that if you have listened to it. Also, thanks for sharing it, because I know I got a couple of comments, emails and stuff from some of my friends and friends of friends who listened to it, and they really took away something positive from it. So I'm glad that they listened to it. In general, first of all, I'm glad that they listened to it. I'm glad that anybody listens to my podcast at all. So, but yeah, getting back to, of course, the unfortunate passing of Katie May. And in that episode, I talked about how she experienced the same thing too. People were calling her, a whore or a slut, or, just because she was posting semi-nude pictures of herself and also fully nude pictures of herself. But the fully nude stuff, she always made sure to censor it on social media. Which is similar to what Kim Kardashian does. Similar to what a lot of other actresses, models, celebrities have done. And so yeah, I kind of forgot where I was. Sorry about that. I was gonna imply some kind of connection. I don't know. Well, in general, it's like, we all have the right to do whatever we want to do. We all have the right to post whatever we want to post. That doesn't mean that we have to shrug off the consequences of the things that we post. And also too, I feel as though, the majority of the stuff that people post nowadays, whether it's on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram, I've noticed that it seems to me that most of it is it's posted with the strict purpose to offend people. Whether it's intentional or unintentional, that's hard to figure out. That remains to be seen. Because I could post a picture of, say, I don't know, a bear mauling some homeless person, and I could caption it with some funny or witty thing, and obviously a lot of people would be offended by it, but at the same time, another percentage of people would find it funny, and probably even share it or what have you until it goes viral or whatever. I don't know. The same thing can be applied to, say, something that Kim Kardashian posts, or another model, or another celebrity or actress, or well, just because it offends a lot of people, that doesn't necessarily mean that is the intended purpose of that picture, or of that particular posting, whatever it may be. We could, make ourselves blue in the face and try to convince everyone else that yeah, it is meant to offend people. But at the end of the day, that doesn't really accomplish anything. That's how I feel. So I don't know. That's I didn't really plan on saying anything else other than that when it comes to Kim Kardashian posting nude selfies of herself. Again, other than she's got the right to post whatever she wants to, and so do the rest of us. Freedom of speech is a good thing. Freedom of speech should not be altered or silenced or suppressed or changed in any kind of way. It doesn't mean that there aren't consequences to, what the things that we choose to post, the things that we choose to say or express or articulate. I don't know. I feel very strongly about freedom of speech, and even for me, granted, there are things that offend me too, but I ultimately just ignore them, put them out of my head, occupy my time with other things, my own creative projects, my own postings, my own blog posts, podcast ideas, and all that. And I feel that's what we should all do. Ultimately, it's we can go on and on about, in the case of people like Kim Kardashian or other models, other actresses and celebrities, and we can call them sluts, whores, and bitches, and skanks, and ignorant, and dumb, and idiotic, and moronic. We can call them a bunch of names as much as we want. But ultimately, all we're doing is adding fuel to the fire, helping to promote that very thing that might offend us, or that very thing that might promote negativity amongst just throughout the social media community and ultimately throughout offline communities. So I think that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. It makes sense to me. So hey, I don't know. There you go. There you have it. That'll do it for this episode. Thank you again for listening. I do appreciate it. Thanks for following me right here on Spreaker. Also, I want to thank those who follow me on Twitter. If you're not currently following me on Twitter, you can do so. Twitter.com/noiselessmadman. All lowercase, all one word. Twitter.com/noiselessmadman. Also, I encourage you to check out my blog. It too is just noiselessmadman.wordpress.com. Again, noiselessmadman.wordpress.com. And before I sign off here, I wanted to just quickly mention another blog of a writer friend of mine named Lisa. Check out her blog. She posts a lot of stuff about different local things here in the city of El Paso, El Paso, Texas. So check out her blog. It's lifeofanelpasowoman.com. Again, lifeofanelpasowoman.com. Definitely check out her blog. So yeah, that'll do it for this episode of the Noiseless Madman podcast. Until next time, keep it real and peace.